Hello guys and welcome to my channel. My name is Danny Bird, and if you are a new viewer, welcome. I ask that you consider subscribing to the channel. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. Hopefully the videos that you've seen previously are helping your golf game improve. In today's video, we're going to look at two simple changes that I made with an in-person student that saved them months of frustration with their driver. Now this video was inspired after working with a brand new student. So they came to me for their first lesson. They were struggling with their driver. They had had some lessons before. They were going down the rabbit hole that is YouTube, and they were getting nowhere. Now it's really interesting to have the conversation with the player, and then what we identified and what we changed I thought would be just so relevant to so many of you guys watching today. So there are two issues at hand for this particular player, and there's two issues that I would ask you to look at for yourself. Number one was his ball position. Now, interestingly, he was putting the ball forward to give himself an opportunity to hit up on it. As you would think to do, he's putting it forward. The problem that this player had is that because the ball was being put forward, he was putting it too far forward. It was too far to the left on his swing arc. I'm going to show you what that looks like. So this player was setting themselves up, and it looked a little something like this. So the golf ball was set almost on the center of their lead foot. Now, as we swing a golf club, the golf club works on a circular arc type motion, okay? Now, the further forward that golf ball is, the more likely that club face is actually going to be, and the club path is going to be traveling to the left. So the further forward we put it, the more left the club's traveling, the more likely we are to hit either a pull hook left, or as he was struggling with, he was actually having the club face open and was hitting a really, really high, weak cut. Now, he was getting more and more frustrated because he's got the golf ball forward, and he was under the impression that when the golf ball was back in the stance that he was kind of getting stuck back here. And so if he put it forward, it would enable him to kind of hit up. And if he hit up, he could close the club face and he could approach from the inside to do that. And that then led on to the second fault. Now, as I said, the second fault stems from the first. He's got the golf ball forward and he was trying to hit up on it so much that he would end up leaving all of his pressure and his weight on his right foot, trail foot, trying to hit up on the golf ball. And all that was doing was taking all the power that he was generating in his backswing, all the good work he was doing, and it was being undone by this motion of falling back. And I thought to myself, he's not the only person that struggles with this. There's got to be plenty of players that are struggling with it. How do we go about correcting the ball position, and how do we go about correcting that downswing movement to ensure that we're not getting trapped? We're going to talk about that right now, and you can then take those drills, take them to the driving range, work on them indoors, and get yourself better. Okay, so drill number one, super easy to do. We can do this at home. You just need 2 alignment sticks. So what we're going to do is I've got a golf ball and I've sat it up on one of my tees here. You don't need to put it on a tee. You can just put a golf ball down. That's important because we want a reference point. What I then ask, and what I had this player do, was stand with their feet together, so the alignment stick was in the middle. Then we're then just going to simply shift the left foot approximately 1 golf ball, about 1 inch or so, and then the right foot would then set up into the normal stance width address position for a driver. Now, when we did this, the first thing the player noted was, oh, that feels a long way back. And it would have done, for sure. But that was the correct position. And we were going to go through this training drill. We're going to work through what I'm showing you and trust that it was the right thing to do. And I promise you, it worked out amazing. So we get the player, he gets himself into this setup position, and then I gave him a secondary alignment stick. I said, all I want you to do is place that across your chest line for me. What we're going to do, swing, imagine we've got our driver, so we get a rotation, and then we're just going to simply push down and through to a finish. Backswing, down and through to a finish. Now, the focus point of this was to get that right foot moving inwards and turning, okay? Because the right foot was sitting too flat. Now, this drill was something that we did for 5 minutes, and this is one of the 5 minutes a day for 30 days that you could do these drills and you're going to see significant improvement without actually hitting a golf ball. So for 5 minutes, we would do 3, 15-second rest, 3, 15-second rest, 3, 15-second rest. By the time we then got into the actual drill with a golf club in hand, he was so well versed in getting this setup position correct and the feeling of moving off of that right foot and through the swing that the results were pretty outstanding. But I can hear you guys asking the question, well, what about those of us who want to go to driving range and we want to hit golf balls? Well, it's very, very simple, very easy. Going to start off with the first part of the drill we're going to do at home. The only change we're going to do is obviously we're going to hit golf balls, we're going to add a golf club. And I've grabbed a force pedal here. Now, this is a great little training aid, training tool to help with creating movement. So what we're going to do is we're going to set ourselves up here. Just to get a reference point, so where I'd normally set up for, so my hands are hanging perfectly fine there. Okay, left foot a little bit, right foot to where I'd normally have it, and then we're just simply going to place underneath where the right heel would go, the force pedal on the ground, okay? From here, we're going to make some half swings, and this is really important. In order to get functional and get the movement working correctly, we have to go through baby steps, nice and slow. So I'm going to ask you guys to get yourself set up into your setup position here. And then all we want to do is swing to hip high and then swing through. It doesn't matter where the golf ball goes. Doesn't matter if it's a good shot, bad shot, indifferent, we don't care. The focus here is to turn through and get the weight moving forward so we avoid that getting trapped on the right foot, the back foot there. Again, I must stress, you're going to hit some very, very indifferent shots, and that is perfectly fine. The goal is not about how well we hit these shots, it's about going through this process. Now, on the driving range, you've got your bucket golf balls. This would be one where I would ask you to hit a 2 and 1 situation. So 2 shots like we just did. So making sure that each time you do this, you're setting your feet correctly, get into a good setup position. Same again, hip high and turning through. And then you're going to be able to hit one full shot at full speed. Now this is the one where we will take our time, where we will make sure that we are going through routine, because we only get one chance to do it. So we get 2 practices with 1 chance to hit a full shot. So go through your routines if you're on the golf course. I'll kind of quickly skip through this for you. So feet together. Move that left foot a little bit, get the right foot spread there, excellent. And then from here, we're just gonna make our normal golf swing, really trying to get off of that right foot here. So my suggestion would be to do that for at least 3 or 4 training sessions that you undertake at the driving range. If you can incorporate the 5 minutes at home each day, that's going to be of great help. But when you do go to driving range, yeah, for the first 3 to 4 training sessions, work through with 2 of the half swings, really focus on ball position and getting off of that right foot, 1 then full shot, and work through the whole bucket. Try to stay diligent with that. Try to avoid the temptation just to keep blasting ball after ball, because if you are serious about making a change, it will just take a little bit of time and a little bit of work. As always, guys, I do appreciate you taking the time to watch today's video, and I do hope you found it helpful, and I do hope that this is going to help you improve your driving. As always, if you know someone that needs some help, or maybe they're struggling with this particular topic, please feel free to share the video with them. If you did like today's video, please give it a thumbs up. That always helps the videos themselves grow and get the reach out there. If you have a question about today, or just generally want to make a comment, please feel free to leave a comment. I do get back to as many comments as I possibly can. Feel free to subscribe. If you do subscribe, hit the bell. That's how you're gonna get notified. We're gonna be dropping videos very, very regularly to help you improve. And guys, the more that people subscribe, the more likes that we get, the more time I have to be able to generate free content for you to help improve your golf game. Until next time, happy golfing.